In today's busy world, have you ever thought about how to make an impression that lasts? Does she value you as much as you value her, or are you just one of many options? To win a woman's love and make her remember you, you need more than just care and affection. You need patience and a strong belief system. If you want a unique and successful plan, think about Stoicism is more than just an old philosophy. It's also a useful guide for today's world, giving us new ideas on how to build and keep a happy relationship. Let's look at 11 interesting Stoicism-inspired relationship tips that you can use to impress any woman. Make an impression that lasts, and finally, connect more deeply on your shared road to happiness. Before we start, I'd really appreciate it if you could thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel. Keep reading until the end, because every point is important and could help you learn something new. Let's start by not getting in touch with her. One common pattern among guys who are interested in a woman is that they constantly text, call, and try to stay in touch with her. But here's an idea that might change the game for you. Being less available can make you much more attractive. It's not about playing games or being hard to find just for fun. It's about living by the Stoic concept of self-sufficiency. Stoicism teaches people to be self-sufficient and find happiness within themselves instead of constantly seeking it from outside sources, like a love interest's approval or attention. When you cut down on the number of texts and calls you make, you're not just being hard to get. You're showing that you have a full and interesting life of your own. This change can make her curious and even a little jealous. She might start to wonder what he's doing. Is he busy with something interesting? Is he seeing someone else? These questions can make her think about you more and in more interesting ways. For example, let's say you used to text her every morning to wish her a good day. If you stop doing that and instead share bits and pieces of your interesting activities or accomplishments on occasion, she'll notice the difference and see you as someone who is busy and happy, not just waiting for her texts. It also helps create a healthy dynamic where mutual interest and respect for each other's personal lives are balanced. It shows that you're a serious person who doesn't need constant reassurance or contact to keep interest. This independence can make you very attractive. It positions you as someone worth pursuing rather than someone who's always on call. In essence, by being less immediately available, you embody the Stoic ideal of self-reliance and emotional independence, making her see you in a new, more interesting light. This doesn't mean cutting off all contact. Instead, make sure that when you do reach out, it's meaningful, and finding the right balance between work and personal life can make her miss you and enjoy the times you do connect even more. Number 2. Take her up on her challenge. In the game of attraction, it's common for a woman to test the waters to see how interested you are. She might pull back a bit or play hard to get. This isn't just a game. It's her way of seeing how serious your intentions are. Are you really interested, or just passing by? Instead of focusing on the idea of making her your girlfriend, let's think about this. Commit to living a moral life. The idea may seem strange, but it really does work. Stoics stress the importance of self-control and independence, which can be very attractive. For example, if you always agree with her or try to impress her, you might come off as too eager or desperate, which is not the point. Instead, show that you are your own person and that it's okay to have an opinion or stand firm on your beliefs. This isn't about being stubborn. It's about being sure of yourself and showing that you're not just another person. If you're attracted to someone who stands out on their own, you naturally become more interesting. You're showing her that you're interested in her, but not too much. Stoic philosophy says that we attract what we are, not what we want. If you show independence and confidence, you'll probably meet someone who values those traits. If you stay strong and calm, she'll likely become more interested in you and start to wonder what you're doing. She may even start to miss your company. Remember that the goal is a balanced display of interest, not too close or too far away. There's a deep truth that's easy to miss in the world of attraction. It's about finding that sweet spot where respect and attraction meet, making you someone she can't help but think about. There is a Stoic idea that says you should focus on your own growth and pursuits. If you live a full and interesting life and share bits and pieces of it with others, especially when you're not with the person you're interested in, you naturally create an allure. If all she sees on your social media is posts about how inactive you've been, she might think you're not doing much. But if your posts show how active you are, like photos from a scenic hike, a fun night out with friends, or moments from a hobby you're really into, you're not just filling up your feed. You're telling a story of a life well lived. For example, you could post a picture of you reaching the top of a difficult trail, or share moments from a spontaneous road trip. These pictures don't, saying, "I'm here living my best life," naturally makes her feel amazed and maybe a little FOMO, fear of missing out. She might start to wonder what's so interesting about his life and why I'm not a part of it. Focusing on improving yourself first and letting everything else happen later is a basic Stoic principle that you can use to get her interested in what it would be like to share those experiences with you. It's a subtle but effective way to get her to miss having you in her life and make her feel like she's missing out on something great by not being with you. Don't pay attention to her cues in the dance of modern dating. Social media is often used for subtle attention games. For example, if you've cut down on your messages to her, creating a quiet space, she might start posting interesting photos or dropping hints about you online, waiting for you to respond. This is a classic move meant to get you to engage with her all the time, according to the Stoic philosophy. Allow these tries to go through without responding. Stoicism shows us how important it is to be able to control ourselves and not let outside events affect us. Instead, we should respond with good judgment by not clicking on these social media links. You are showing a type of modern Stoicism when she posts a beautiful picture from a recent trip or a status update that seems to make a subtle reference to a joke you two share. Your first instinct might be to like or comment, but if you choose not to, you add a sense of mystery and confidence. She's probably waiting for your likes or comments, and if you don't, she might be confused and interested. Your lack of response shows her that you're not just another predictable person. Suitor, you have your own life and aren't just waiting for her to tell you what to do. This move isn't meant to be cold. It's meant to show that direct appeals don't easily catch your attention. It shows that you are grounded and aren't desperately watching what she does on social media. If you're not playing the usual games, you're putting yourself apart and showing that your interest and attention must be earned through real connection, not just surface-level interactions. This can make you seem more interesting and desirable. By showing this restraint, you follow the Stoic idea that we shouldn't let things outside our power bother us. Instead, we should focus on staying calm and respectful inside. This method can make a big difference in how she sees you, which could make her more interested in having a deeper, more genuine conversation with you. Sharing knowledge with others is a great way to leave a lasting impression and make her miss you. This is in line with Stoic ideas, which put a lot of value on wisdom and sharing knowledge. By teaching her something new, you're not only showing that you're smart, but also that you're thoughtful and willing to make her life better, which are very attractive traits. For example, if she's interested in your hobby or something you're really into, you could teach her how to plant her first herb garden. Or if you love a good story, spend an evening stargazing and telling them about the constellations. It's not just about teaching, it's about the relationship and experiences people who connect in this way are building together, which has a lot of good points. If you're smart, patient, and able to connect with people on a deeper level, it shows that you're not just interested in talking about yourself or boring topics. You want to add value and depth to her life, and teaching her something new can make the times you spend with her memorable. People often remember and miss the times when they learned something important or had an experience that changed them forever. When she associates you with those times of learning and growth, you become more than just another acquaintance. She looks forward to learning from you and spending time with you. This practice also improves your relationships by focusing on mutual growth and understanding instead of shallow exchanges. This not only makes the relationship stronger, but it also fits with the Stoic idea of mutual improvement, which means getting better along with others. This can strengthen bonds and make your absence more felt when you're not around by piquing her interest and creating an atmosphere where learning is a part of your interactions. By being thoughtful and interesting, you become more important to her, which can make her love you even more and make her miss you. If you've made it this far and are still with us, please leave a comment below or just type "super" if you're enjoying the content. Your feedback is very helpful and inspires us to make more videos. Now let's continue on our journey. Number 6. Stay calm when communicating. When she contacts you after a period of silence, this is your chance to really live by the Stoic principle of maintaining balance. It's tempting to respond with a lot of excitement, which could give the impression that you've been eagerly awaiting her message. Instead, the Stoic way would be to keep your response measured and calm, showing that while you're happy to hear from her, you're not too dependent on her attention. For example, when she texts you after a while, a simple, "Hey, how's it going?" is a great way to strike the right balance. It's welcoming and nice without being too much. This answer shows that you've been busy with your own life, but you're still willing to connect. It's important to show that you value the interaction, but that your happiness and daily life don't depend on her. Communicating this controlled coolness isn't about having fun. It's about showing that you're sure of yourself and confident. Stoicism teaches that outside events, like someone's message or lack thereof, shouldn't mess with our inner peace and happiness. If you react in a calm and uninterested way, you show that you have these traits, which makes you more attractive and interesting. This way of talking to her subtly lets her know that even though you're interested in her, your life is full and interesting on its own. This can be very attractive because it shows that you have depth, resilience, and the ability to enjoy life on your own. These traits often make someone more desirable because they show a depth of character that promises more than just surface-level engagement. Being simple also shows that you respect her as an equal in the conversation and not just someone to be won over. This respectful stance, which comes from Stoic philosophy, often leads to a more genuine and long-lasting interest, keeping her coming back to experience more of your balanced and thoughtful presence. 7th. In the beginning of any relationship or interaction, it may be tempting to tell her everything about your day whenever she shows interest. However, if you want to take a more Stoic approach, think about the virtue of moderation and restraint. When she asks about your day or life, it's best to hold back just a bit, telling her enough to keep the conversation interesting without giving her too much information. This isn't about playing games or being elusive. It's about keeping a healthy amount of space between you. For example, if she asks how your weekend was, you could say, "It was great. I got to recharge and catch up on some reading." This leaves room for her to ask more questions if she wants to, but it also shows that your life is full and balanced without having to go into detailed details. In more. This shows that you care about the quality of interactions over the quantity of information shared. It's a nod to the Stoic belief that inner peace comes from how we handle our responses and interactions, not from external validation or oversharing. Also, by not being an open book, you naturally create an air of mystery and depth. People are drawn to things they don't fully understand or know because they invite exploration and curiosity. By sharing few details, you show that you are sure of the value of your own life and don't need constant external validation to feel validated. This can make you more interesting and attractive because it shows that you're thoughtful and able to take care of yourself. This strategy also shows that you don't see her as someone you have to answer to, but as someone you want to spend time with, respecting both of your time. By keeping this balance, you're more likely to keep her interested in learning more about you, which will lead to a deeper and more lasting connection. Number 8. Build up the sense of surprise. Stoicism may make you think of calm and steady behavior, but it also teaches you how to use your mind to make life better, including your relationships. One good way to get closer to someone is to add thoughtful gifts to your conversations from time to time. This method isn't just meant to get her excited. It's also meant to show that you care about what she wants and interests her. Think about the power of actions you wouldn't expect. If she's mentioned a fondness for art, surprise her with tickets to a new exhibition at a local gallery. If she loves the outdoors, plan an impromptu day trip to a nearby nature reserve that she hasn't visited yet. These surprises need not be grand. Their value lies in the thoughtfulness behind them and the joy of spontaneity. These moments create a dynamic where she looks forward to your company with anticipation, wondering what delightful surprise might be just around the corner. This keeps the relationship fresh and exciting. Imagine her reaction to finding out you've arranged a visit to a place she's always talked about. Exploring the surprise shows that you listen, that you value her happiness enough to bring it into reality unexpectedly. Such actions embody a Stoic principle in a modern context. While we cannot control all aspects of life, we can control how we contribute to the happiness of those we care about. By planning these surprises, you are actively creating moments of joy and showing that you're invested in enriching the relationship. This not only makes the time you spend together special, but also makes you someone she misses and thinks about when you're not around. Furthermore, these surprises reinforce the idea that you are a source of positive unpredictability in her life. This is not about keeping someone off balance, but rather about adding a layer of depth to how you express your affection. There are 9 surprises that can make her look forward to what the future holds with you. Each one can be a memorable part of your shared story. Add a bit of mystery to your partnerships. As a good story builds up slowly, keeping the audience interested, so can the story of who you are. This fits well with Stoic teachings, which encourage both self-control and a thoughtful revelation of one's character and virtues over time. Instead of laying all your cards on the table right away, let her discover layers of your personality, talents, and passions bit by bit. For example, you could hint at a painting talent or a past adventure, but save the details for later conversations. By slowly giving out bits and pieces of information about yourself, each contact is full of new things that could be learned, which makes you more interesting and makes your time together more anticipated. Revelation plays on people's natural desire to learn and discover new things. When you share just enough to get her interested, but not so much that there's nothing left to discover, you create an ongoing intrigue. It's like leaving breadcrumbs that lead her through a forest. With each step, her excitement and interest in the journey grow. Keeping some things secret can also help create a respectful distance that is often attractive. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of being self-sufficient and not overpowering others with our presence or personal details. By keeping some things to yourself, you show that you have depth that isn't immediately apparent. This can make her want to learn more about you, creating an engagement that isn't easily replicated. For example, on a date, you could casually mention that you're interested in astronomy. Then, plan a date where you can both stargaze and talk more about this passion. Sharing yourself at this slow, careful pace shows that you are not only interesting, but also thoughtful about how you do it. This smart restraint turns every interaction with you into a chance to peel back another layer of the onion, so to speak. Every time she learns something new about you, it improves her picture of you and fills the times you're apart with a sweet anticipation for what else she can learn. This is how you can weave your presence into her thoughts, making her miss you more each time you leave and eagerly anticipate what surprises you might reveal next. Encourage people to be humble and participate in talks. It's easy to get stuck in the me syndrome, where you talk too much about yourself and your accomplishments. But Stoicism teaches humility and the value of listening, which are both important for building a relationship where both partners feel valued. When you talk to her, make a conscious effort to listen. Try to find a balance between telling her about your own experiences and genuinely wanting to hear about hers. This isn't just to avoid taking over the conversation. It's to make sure that both of you feel heard and valued. For example, if you just told her about your recent hiking trip, ask her about her own outdoor adventures or interests. This shows that you value her point of view and are interested in her as a person, not just as someone who listens to your stories. Being a good listener shows that you care about her experiences and thoughts and focus on the present moment, which is an important part of the Stoic philosophy. This makes the time she spends with you more memorable and fulfilling, and she'll miss you when you're not there. Moreover, if you avoid being too self-centered, you will appear more appealing. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel valued and respected. When she thinks back on her interactions with you, she'll remember how you made her feel valued and respected, which are qualities that are deeply attractive. This practice of mutual engagement also leads to a deeper connection. When you show interest in her life, she's more likely to open up and share more personally significant stories, which builds intimacy and trust. These are the moments she'll cherish and miss by taking a more serious approach and focusing on not only expressing yourself, but also understanding and appreciating her. You become someone she not only enjoys spending time with, but also looks forward to seeing again. This way, your presence becomes something she cherishes and misses, strengthening your bond every time you meet number 11. Spark some good jealousy. A little jealousy can serve as a gentle reminder of how valuable you are in the social marketplace, but you need to be careful and precise with it, because it's strong. Stoic ideas say that we should stay in charge of our deeds and use them to show how much we respect and value ourselves. It's about showing, not telling, that your life is full and satisfying with or without her, which can naturally make her more interested. For example, let's say you're out having a great time with your friends and decide to post a photo on social media. In the photo, you're laughing, the scene looks friendly, and subtly included in the group is a female friend. The key here is subtlety. It's not a provocative pose, it's just a snapshot of a good time with friends. By tagging your friend every once in a while, it naturally sparks her interest without crossing any lines. This method isn't meant to make her think you're interested in her or make her feel bad. Instead, it's meant to show that you're a person that people, including women, like being around. This might make her see you differently, as someone else she wants, which could make her even more interested in you. It's a nice way to remind her that she likes you, and that if she's really interested, she might be more likely to see what she likes about you. However, the Stoic method would warn against using jealousy as your main strategy. Stoicism teaches us to build relationships based on mutual respect and understanding, not manipulation. Because of this strategy should only be used rarely and always with the goal of being honest and true to oneself. It's not about playing games, it's about showing that you value others, which is a natural way to attract them. This way also gives her a deeper understanding of how you interact with other people. It makes you seem like a valuable person, which makes you more attractive. The slight mystery about who these other friends are and what they like about you keeps you interesting in her eyes and may make her more eager to find out how she fits into your life. This isn't about making her compete. It's about showing her that your world is full and exciting and inviting her to be a part of it. In conclusion, mastering the art of making her miss you depends not only on what you do, but also on how you do it, adding some Stoic knowledge. As we wrap up, this philosophy stresses how important it is to approach relationships with a calm and collected attitude. Real attraction comes from a place of self-confidence and tranquility, not from a sense of urgency or desperation. It's important to know that desperation can be seen from a distance and often turns people off instead of attracting them. By projecting confidence and maintaining a calm attitude, you increase your allure and the chances of making a real connection. Take a moment to think about how these methods fit with the Stoic idea of keeping your emotions in check and your interactions balanced. Leave a comment below with the word agree to let us know that these ideas hit home for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. Sharing this video helps other people find these techniques useful, and subscribing makes sure you don't miss any new videos. Join the conversation in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Thanks for watching. For more interesting topics, check out the movie that's recommending it on your screen. I'll see you soon.